And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Getting the Mutation factory working. Oh, we got a little shenanigans with... Oh, might be time to restart the game. That is a little amusing. Not sure what causes that. That's funny. Anyway, let's continue on here and look at the research. I did the intermediate minor upgrades and then I did the advanced minor upgrades, because the advanced minor upgrades unlocks the plasma head imbuer. So let's go ahead. I want the Mark III forced induction, definitely. We're going to unlock, where is it? We're going to do the fusion motor drill, the antimatter motor drill. Let's see, we are almost down to the bottom. There it is, plasma head charger. Yes, that's what I'm on. And let's see, I think I unlocked all of the refinery stuff. So let's look. Where would that be? Manufacturing. So we're gonna need, I'm gonna grab a couple of these, and we're gonna need a couple pipe extrusion plants to go with those, because these need iron pipes. So we're gonna need to convert iron into pipes and then canisters. And let's see, we're going down the list here. There's the refinery. Okay, so we want one of these. And these are one-click craft, so I want to make sure I craft these. I don't want to craft too many to begin with, because I really don't have the resources to craft tons and tons of them. If we look at power generation, see, these need plastic pellets. So the first thing we're going to need to make is plastic pellets with the refinery. So let's see, we have, I'm going to use some solar to begin. This is, I'm going to try not to use too much solar, but this is going to be so far away from everything that I think solar, we're going to use it as a temporary means. That is just annoying. So we're going to run out here. Do I have enough conveyor belts and all that kind of good stuff? Let's see. Conveyor belts, I think I might have enough of, but I'm just going to craft another 25. And hoppers, we're going to... Who just spit at me? How dare you? Okay, hoppers. How big of a hopper do I want? I'm gonna craft a couple more of these huge ones. It's a pretty big sink of resources when we have that. So I'm gonna hop in here, dump off a little bit more of my garbage. I've actually been using quite a bit of that rough-hewn rock that we've got to fill in some gaps as I'm digging, because we are digging quite a ways in, and anytime I come up to a valley, I fill it in. Not fill it in, but put some serious work into the trying to make the valley flat like this. Okay, so I'm thinking, you know, I put a bunch of wood down, kind of getting my base squared away, seeing where all the resources are. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to start the factory like back in here. So let me mark off a spot. Unfortunately, the slime trap here may have to move. But if I start the factory like right in here, so let's make this the corner piece. So this is going to start the factory right in here. I can build this factory out like this and then go back, sort of like we did with the mega factory. We're going to go back this direction. I thought I was going to go this direction at first, but I think we're going to end up going this way. Just because I've got the crystal right there, I've got the nickel right there, 3 different other resources right there, and then titanium way back here. And this area back here is eventually also going to have the copper and the tin. So I think, you know, having the factory start here and then go this direction. So let's just arbitrarily set another corner. So it's going to go back this way here. So all my turbines can run along this side. And that is going to be the way I do it. Which means all my processing is going to have to go back in here. So we've got lots of room for processing, and I think it's a good idea to get this started, at least started. So if I start the factory in this corner here, I'm not sure how wide I'm going to make it quite yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be this corner. So I want to leave a gap. I want to leave, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 wide. And then I'm going to kind of simulate there being a turbine right here. So that turbine is 5 deep, like that. So if this is a turbine right here, if I can put these down right. So if this is a turbine, it's not going to go on the floor. It's going to go up here. So 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. And then like that. So if that's my turbine, well, it's 3 wide. Okay, so turbine sits there. Now, the input of resources and the output of empty resources, we're gonna want. I'm gonna go two more back, like that, because I need a gap in here of, let's see, this 2 here. Okay, so I'm going to offset those a little bit further back because the fuel input is going to come in here. So this is right in here. That's going to be the fuel input. And then the output is going to come right back down here. So this will be where all the fuel gets dumped off. And this is where all the new fuel, actually, this fuel is usually elevated. Usually do this in an elevated way. So if I go like this, I'm going to need to come out. Let's imagine there's a hopper on top of this block right there. I need to come out 2 and then stretch my line. So this will be the finished fuel line. This is ready to be used. And then the output is going to come down here. So a little bit of this planning goes a long way to set up a refinery system that will work for you, depending on how many turbines you use, all that kind of stuff. We're going to want, see, this kind of goes right on through the cargo lift, which is okay. We just won't be able to put a turbine right through here. But if this is our finished line, then let's imagine our refinery setup is back in here somewhere. So I'm going to elevate this up to right here. Okay. So all this back in here can be planks. I'm going to zoom in here, make it a little bit easier for myself. Okay, so this is all going to be refineries. We're going to have a lot of refineries. We're going to need quite a few. So I'll leave myself a little bit of space apart from the cargo lift. And let's imagine we have a refinery. Let's see. These are 3 by 3. Okay, so if we have a refinery sitting here, and then we can probably do another one, and then another one, And how do I want to go back here? If we're beaming power, let's say we have a turbine here and we're beaming power. I want to do one more. That way we can beam power to a battery in between these two and power them, and then a battery in between these two and power them. And then behind it, I want another full set. Offset, and we're going to give it a gap of 2. So right in here, this is where another set of refineries is going to go. Because I'll be able to beam power between the two and then hit a battery back here. So like beaming power on the bottom and then one above, and then I'll be able to put a third level in the back. But I want to leave enough room in between here to both supply the empty canisters and bring out the full ones. So maybe I don't really need to worry too much about that right now. So let's work on these. Don't need to be super high off the ground. So I'm just going to put these two off the ground, and then we're going to need the reactor vat, and we're going to put this in here. There's the reactor vat, and now we need the controller, which is right. I know I made it. There it is. Controller. Okay, so it needs biomass, of course. And I built a lot of solar panels for this process. So where are my solar panels? I know I built them. There they are. Because we're going to want a lot of plastic to start with. So the first step is getting... So this is going to be remove only, and this is going to be add only. So we're going to want a lot of plastic to start with. And of course, this thing is our defaults to plastic pellet. So the first thing we're going to want is conveyors coming out and into here to give me my plastic. So this is going to go up, up, and up. And these can come out. Because we're going to need a turbine before we actually are starting to imbue blocks, because those plasma heads use quite a bit of power to imbue, but I really want to get that setup going. So I might start running the matter movers. I'll do one level on camera so you see the technique that I use, and then I'll do one off camera, or I'll do the rest off camera, and that way you can see how I do it, and that way you know kind of how I roll. So this thing is making plastic pellets. It's a little slow, and we are giving it enough power to actually make it. And I believe we need 36 plastic pellets before we can actually do the first turbine. But letting this run like this will, give me 400 plastic pellets. It'll eventually give me that many. But I really want to get some turbines going so we can, charge some plasma heads. Even if I do it manually at first, it's going to be worth it, I think. So let's see. I need to go down. We need to make sure that each one of these ores has a 2,000 slot hopper on it, because when I upgrade those lifts, it's going to be a 2,000. It's going to be able to carry 2,000. So I want to put a hopper down there and able to in order to carry that much. So we're just unloading a lot of my materials. Okay. And also, if we look, we have the basic matter movers. I'm going to need a lot of these. So I'm going to make 50 of them to begin with. We're also going to need a lot of batteries. So I'm going to go grab some lithium because we are a little low on lithium. And it's one of those materials I'm not actually making a whole lot of, or at least storing a whole lot of. So there's only 400 here. I might branch this off. Really, I am out of... This is one of the reasons I want to build some more manufacturing plants so I don't have to do this every time. Okay, let's craft 25 of you. Iron is also very low, so I'm going to grab whatever iron I can. Gold is fine. So I'm going to set up these so we can store a little bit more lithium in the system. Gold, I'm gonna let gold sit. I want to get those with plasma heads before I really, because once they have plasma heads in them, I'm gonna exponentially increase the amount of stuff we're smelting over there. So it's gonna go up really fast. Just unload a bunch more materials. Okay, so the hoppers, we have plenty of storage hoppers. We're gonna need some huge hoppers. I just want a handful of these. So let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. So yeah, gold. Our gold went way down. Okay, so let's grab the gold that was there. Yeah, those tricky hoppers, by default, they consume vast amounts of material. I've rebalanced that recipe myself, mainly because it's just crazy. I mean, the 2,000 slot hopper was something like 400 of all of the tier 2 bars. It's like, that's a lot. Okay, so to go down, this is lithium and gold and iron. Let's go check iron first, because it's going to be the shorter trip, and I can do this pretty easily on camera. So this one right now has a 500 slot hopper on it. So we're going to want to change this out. We're going to hit Q, empty that out, and build it with a 2,000 slot hopper. And then I can just dump the rest of the iron in there, and so we don't lose anything. And this thing is ready for plasma heads. I just have to clear this line out. I just have to go up and dig that out. Unfortunately, there's a little error with this. Because this is set to remove only, well, no, I think a matter mover will push into a remove only hopper. We'll have to test that out. Okay, so there is iron set up. Now the rest of these are a little different because they're way deeper. Lithium is probably not so bad. I can probably do lithium really quick here. Okay, lithium is also on a 500 slot hopper. So I'm going to hit that, go back to 2,000 slot hopper. And then let's see, do I have lithium? I do. So there it is. So there is more lithium, and this thing is also ready for prime time. And I'm probably going to beam the cutter heads like right over here. I don't know what I was thinking when I set this up, but I'm going to put them over here, set this to remove only. And we're going to head up. So it's to the right of the laser, wherever the laser is going down. Oh, goodness. There it is. Okay, so right here, that is where I want to send the plasma heads down, right there. So we're going to slap another battery onto the side of that. And that should be plenty. Plenty of power, because it's not going to send one. I mean, the plasma heads can pull 2,000 ore before they are replaced, so we'll be able to manage that pretty nicely. All right. Well, let's see. Next episode, we'll probably run matter movers down, get that set up, and I'll show one of those on camera. By then, we should have lots and lots of plastic pellets ready to go, and we'll be able to utilize those in a little bit more of a fashion. But let me quickly get the rest of these hoppers squared away, and we'll come back next episode for some matter moving action. All right, well, that'll do it for this episode, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.